All right, man, what's up? So basically, right now, I'm looking at some of these rookies. I'm looking at the point guards mainly because we got a couple of point guard, quote unquote studs. From this NBA draft. Now, I do like these two cats, man. But basically, can Trae Young save the Atlanta Hawks? We'll look into that. And also, is Collin Sexton and Russell Westbrook 0.5? We're gonna look at both of these. So basically, with Trae Young, I watched like quite a few, of his summer league games, and I think a lot of people they look a little too much into summer league and the field goal percentage and stuff like that in terms of judging a player immediately. A lot of players either did not have a lot of success summer league wise, or they did, and they had opposite trajectories based off of that summer league stuff. So really, let's not look too much into the summer league. However, let's look at what he was playing like in terms of not looking at statistics. Let's look at the footage. Right, so if you look at the footage, the first thing you gotta notice is that my guy's out there trying to play like Steph Curry highlights. Like in Steph Curry's highlights, they never really show him, running around the screens, all the work that he does. Steph Curry's in immaculate shape, man. Don't let that shit fool you. Steph Curry is in immaculate basketball shape. That man runs. The whole Warriors team, all they do is run. That's why they're so great. So Steph Curry, what he does a lot of the time is he runs around screens. He's running around, he's setting. He's tossing, giving goals, and he's just going around corners. He's just constantly moving. That's why Steph is dangerous. Trae Young, his most dangerous weapon should be his passing. He's got to become a passer first, right? So when he's coming off these screens, a lot of the time when he's coming off the screens, he's looking to shoot. Especially, let's say he calls for screen right. He's gonna go to the right and he's gonna try and pull up off of his right hand. Naturally, as a right-handed shooter, that doesn't feel good at all. Most right-handed shooters, they like using the left hand to pick up the ball, right? Because it's like you're picking up the ball and you're ready for a shot automatically because your left hand is doing all the work and your right hand just propels forward. When you're doing it, when you're pulling up with your right hand, going to the right, it feels a little unnatural and you have to fade a little bit. And he's been doing a lot of that and he's been shooting a lot of inefficient shots. So basically, instead of playing like Steph Curry, I want to play more like Steve Nash. So Steve Nash, usually what he would do is he would go around these screens and he's looking to pass. If they sag off, and they sag off and they're trying to cut off the passing lane, that's when he gets the shot up. So basically, if he plays more like Steve Nash and not highlight version of Stephen Curry, this will basically free him up to get more open shots if the defense is playing the passing lanes. And let me say this, Trae Young, he definitely could be rookie of the year. He could definitely be a very nice player, but he needs to watch more Steve Nash tape, not Steph Curry. He's got to watch a little more Steve Nash tape. That's really the only reason he's shooting terribly from the field right now, just because of terrible shot selection. Look, man, the dude can shoot. Dude has a beautiful jump shot, all right? Dude was killing college, and you can see it in the NBA too. He's killing high school too. He can shoot. He just got to learn shot selection. That's key. Coming off screens, he's just got to look to pass more and run more cuts to get jump shots and just not shoot off the dribble, because shooting off the dribble is immensely difficult. And no matter how much you perfect it, it's still not going to be as efficient as just catch and shoot. Very few players can shoot better off the dribble than they can catch and shoot. Players like Jamal Crawford and those kind of, J.R. Smith. Even J.R. Smith is he's definitely still a catch and shoot kind of guy. He can get the shot off the dribble, but he's still just a catch and shoot. So definitely he's got to stray away from the shot off the dribble. But let me go on to my guy Collin Sexton. Because I like this kid, man. I like both these point guards, but with Collin Sexton, a lot of people are playing him up to be this Russell Westbrook type player, and he's got to calm down on that shit. All right, he's got to calm down on that, because one of Russell Westbrook's main problems is that he doesn't see the floor, from a basketball IQ perspective. He sees it from an attacking perspective all the time. So my man has to learn to not play too aggressively. But also, a lot of the things we don't do with these guards when they can't shoot coming in, like Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, we do not, we do not have these coaches. When I say we, I'm talking about just NBA officials in general. They do not have these coaches really work with these players to tell them, you are not going to play like this forever. You will lose your athleticism sooner or later. And even then, even if you don't lose your athleticism, teams will game plan against you for your jump shot and your lack thereof. You got to develop a jump shot. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be Steve Nash, Steph Curry, Steve Curry. You don't have to be those, oh shit, niggas name starts with S. But you don't have to be like those boys, man. But you just got to be able to knock down the jumper. I mean, dang, can you not imagine not being able to knock down? You can just play him like how Kawhi was playing LeBron, and how the Spurs played LeBron in 2007, 2013, 2014. Just give him space, man. He's gonna freeze. He's not gonna know what to do. Collin Sexton, one of the things about him, he's not 6'3" like how they touted he was in high school. He's really more like 6'1". So he's not going to have great length to cut off passing lanes when he's on defense. So basically, he's going to have to be perfect footwork wise on defense. He's going to have to cut off the dribble. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being able to just, you see a player like Dejounte Murray for the Spurs. Someone like him, what he can do is he can just sit back, you know, and kind of just play the passing lanes because he's got immensely long arms. He's about 6'5", playing point guard. You know, like you can do that when you're around that height. 6'4". You just have a natural, just physical advantage just to play passing lanes just by stretching your arms out and just watching the lanes. So, but him, since he's only 6'1", he's kind of got the same problem that Eric Bledsoe has. He's gonna have to play, you know, immaculate defense footwork wise. That can be tiring. That can really be tiring. So he's gonna have to have that drive to play like that throughout the entirety of the season and postseason. But it looks like he does. I hope he's not just doing this for the looks. You know, it looks like he's definitely committed. I'm not going to question that. You know, but time will tell. We'll see. He just cannot mirror Westbrook's mentality. That's like going to be the main thing. He just cannot mirror that. You know, he's got to become more of a slasher. Like, you know, yeah, he developed a jump shot, but try and pattern your game. Like watch Dwayne Wade footage post 2011. Watch Dwayne Wade footage from that, because if you look at Dwayne Wade after LeBron meltdown in 2011 finals, you'll see that Dwayne Wade literally allowed LeBron to play on ball, and he just played off ball. Did a lot of cuts. You know, he still had the ball in his hands for a lot of the time, but he was doing a lot of cutting, man. A lot of cutting, a lot of action like that, just to throw the defense off. And one thing you can't do as a guard, you can't be stagnant. You know, you can't be like the Chris Pauls. Because Chris Paul's brand of basketball, you know, it hasn't won, and it's not winning. You know, you might win like one championship off that, maybe, if you get very lucky and everything rolls your way. But that playing style, it's not conducive to the team itself. So he's definitely got to learn how to be more of a slasher and more of a team-oriented player. You know, I definitely don't question the dude's heart, man. Dude wants to play, so he just got to put the mental aspect into it and not try and don't listen to the media. The media's gonna hype him up to be like this Russell Westbrook type player, you know, never say die type stuff. And from college with that 3-on-5 situation, I saw that. I was watching tape. I've been watching tape on this man since high school. And you know, dude wants to play, and he's definitely hungry about the game. But with both of these players, the key is they need to watch the tape of the player that they really should be playing like. So for Trae Young, do not try and be Steph Curry. You're not Steph Curry. And it's not a diss. You're just not that playing. Just same with how Dwayne Wade, he's not T-Mac. Those are two shooting guards that are not the same. You know, you guys aren't gifted with the same physical aspects, so you guys shouldn't be playing the same. And with Collin Sexton, you are not Russell Westbrook. You are about 4 inches shorter than Russell Westbrook. A little less bounce, a little less speed, and you should use your brain a little more than Russell Westbrook does, all right? But both these point guards, I'm seeing a lot of potential. I definitely believe this is going to be a good draft. So a lot of good talent. But yeah, man, definitely these two, they have the most upside in terms of guards in this class. We'll see. That Luka Doncic guy, we'll watch him too. We'll see how he does with the Mavericks. I'm not too big of a believer in him, but you know what? Only time will tell. All right, I'll catch you guys.